If you haven't heard of Image Comics' awesome Invincible series, think of it as what if Superboy or Spider-Man got into fights as brutal as the boys. It's intense, funny, and loaded with unexpected plot twists and crazy stuff that makes you want to binge the whole series in one go. In any Robert Kirkman comic series, one thing that always stands out is the sheer number of heart-stopping moments that keep you on the edge of your seat. Invincible has had plenty of those nail-biting instances over its 13-year span, which we at Pop Culture Pulse often call or snap moments. For instance, characters getting punched through the torso, whole cities getting wiped out, and somehow there's always a moment to witness someone losing a limb or two. These are the most jaw-dropping scenes from Kirkman's comic.
I know.
Number 10, the real Mr. Robot. Every top-tier superhero team, like the Justice League, has a serious, analytical member who's often part machine. Invincible follows suit with Robot, introduced early on, but Robot isn't just a mechanical brain. He's a brilliant but physically deformed genius who can't survive outside a tank. So he creates a remote-controlled robot to navigate the world. Things get even wilder when he decides he wants a normal life. How does he pull it off? Nothing too outrageous. He swipes his teammate Rexplode's DNA, clones his body, then jumps his own consciousness into it. Number 9, the Emperor of Thraxa. Nolan left the Earth and his family behind in a very dramatic fashion. Apparently leaving to grab some milk and never coming back was a bit outdated. However, he'd already become essential to the series, so his return was imminent. But while a return in some fashion was predictable, no one could have predicted it would go down the way it did. Quite a while after he made his true intentions on Earth, Nolan went looking for a new home. He ended up finding Thraxa, a planet full of blue, insect-like beings who had a lifespan closer to 3 months by Earth standards. Naturally, in true Invincible fashion, the being with the longest lifespan is automatically deemed supreme ruler. When Mark got a distress call from Thraxa, he was shocked to find his dad not only sitting on the throne, but also the father of a half V Ultramite, half Thraxan child named Oliver. The reunion between father and son went a lot smoother than it could have, especially given that they basically fought to the death the last time they saw each other. Number 8, Monster Girl's secret child. Monster Girl, aka Amanda, can transform into a giant green monster whenever she needs to. Similar to Bruce Banner and the Hulk, it's a handy ability in fights. But her powers come with a downside: she rapidly ages in reverse. At one point, she looked like a 12-year-old despite being nearly 30. The tragic irony is obvious, but there's another twist to her powers that wasn't revealed until later. It turns out that whenever Amanda transforms into Monster Girl, she biologically becomes male. This twist became significant after she and Robot returned from being stuck in an alternate dimension for centuries. Robot became a power-hungry ruler, driving a wedge between him and Amanda, leading to her having an affair. When the Flaxans returned to Earth to conquer it, their secret weapon was Monax, the child of Monster Girl and a Flaxan woman she had confided in. This all happened after Amanda helped imprison Robot for his tyrannical role. Number 7, Return of the Thrag. Thrag's V Ultramite soldiers, like no one before them, grew attached to their families while living on Earth post-war. They couldn't bear to see their loved ones endangered, so they rebelled against Thrag's orders to keep them safe. While an ancient prophecy and Nolan's lineage played a part in the power shift, it was just one of many factors that led to everyone turning against Thrag. Eventually, Nolan banished Thrag into exile. But Thrag, nursing a grudge, is not one to be underestimated. It's almost poetic how Thrag and Nolan switched roles, with Nolan becoming ruler of the V Ultramites while Thrag returned to Thraxa. There, he went on to father numerous children to build his own army, setting the stage for his eventual revenge. Number 6, Mark vs. Conquest. Conquest lived up to his name, bearing permanent war scars that set him apart from other V Ultramites. His first showdown with Mark came right after the Invincible Wars, a perfect or terrible timing depending on your perspective. Mark needed a target, and Conquest was ready to take him down. Their battle was brutal, spanning the globe and even reaching into space. The most gut-wrenching moment came when Eve, still recovering from previous injuries, stepped in to defend Mark. She was clearly outmatched, and Conquest casually pierced her torso with his fist. This ignited Mark's fury, leading to a relentless assault that ended with Conquest's skull being crushed by a series of brutal headbutts, or so it seemed. Conquest survived his injuries and posed a grave threat during the V Ultramite War. It was only then, with the help of Nolan and Oliver, that Mark was finally able to put an end to him for good. Number 5, The Invincible Wars. In an Image Comics crossover event, Armstrong Levy-scarred alternate dimensions, rounding up all the evil versions of Mark Grayson he could find. And let me tell you, there were disturbingly many. He promised these dark doppelgangers world domination if they helped him conquer the main Earth and its heroes, including the Mark from our dimension. The chaos that ensued became known as the Invincible Wars. Facing off against a dozen evil Invincibles was a challenge even for the mightiest superhero on Earth. In just a few days, the war was all but over, and unfortunately, the good guys didn't come out on top. Many heroes were seriously injured, with Eve ending up in critical condition in the hospital. Some didn't make it, like when Rexplode sacrificed himself to take out one of the evil Invincibles in a brief, tragic moment. After suffering their own losses, the evil Invincibles retreated as swiftly as they had arrived, leaving behind a world in ruins. Number 4, Thrag vs. Battle Beast. In Invincible, there are only a handful of characters who can go toe-to-toe with a V Ultramite in a one-on-one fight. Alan the Alien is one, but he had to endure near-death experiences to reach that level. On the other hand, there's Battle Beast, a relentless warrior who lives and breathes for the thrill of combat. He's perhaps the only one willing to match the brutal violence of the V Ultramites head-on, and he proves it time and again, tasked with hunting down and eliminating Thrag by the coalition of planets. Battle Beast finally confronted his formidable foe in issue number 115. Despite the interference of a third party, their clash was nothing short of epic, spanning multiple issues. When the dust settled, both combatants were battered and broken, their bodies torn apart and blood staining the battlefield red. Thrag even lost an eye and narrowly avoided having his head bitten in half. It was a fight for the ages, showcasing the sheer ferocity and raw power of Battle Beast. Number 3, Las Vegas Explosion. Once again, Robert Kirkman serves up irony with Dinosaurus, an anti-hero resembling a Tyrannosaurus Rex, obsessed with triggering a near-extinction level event to save humanity. Despite his genuine intentions, his methods are undeniably catastrophic. In a bid to make the world more environmentally friendly, Dinosaurus targeted Las Vegas as the solution to global eco-woes. Believing the city was wasteful and doomed, he planted over 50 atomic bombs along the strip to level it entirely. While not a central plot point amidst ongoing conflicts, the devastation claimed countless lives. True, the city's destruction paved the way for a massive solar panel installation, a boon for the environment. But the cost in human lives casts a grim shadow over this supposed ecological victory. Number 2, the V Ultramite War. The build-up to the V Ultramite War began early in Invincible, as it became clear that their ultimate goal was to conquer all habitable planets. With both sides positioning themselves for conflict, the stage was set for the deadliest, most perilous war in a series known for its intense battles. Despite being outnumbered, the coalition of planets strategically utilized their forces and skilled fighters to force the V Ultramites into a stalemate. However, victory came at a heavy cost, with hundreds of casualties, Oliver barely surviving an encounter with Thrag, and the destruction of the V Ultramite homeworld by a single shot from a devastating death laser. By the war's end, both sides had suffered significant losses, pushing them beyond their limits. This led Mark and Nolan to reluctantly agree to Thrag's plan to seek refuge on Earth, seeking respite from the relentless conflict. Number 1. Nolan's betrayal. Invincible initially presented a realistic take on superheroes, showing them dealing with day jobs and everyday problems. But it took a dark turn at a pivotal moment. Readers believed Nolan Grayson was on Earth to help advance it, until it was revealed he was here to prepare it for takeover. He started by killing the Guardians of the Globe to eliminate threats for the V Ultramites, then Mark discovered the truth. In the beginning, Invincible seemed like your typical superhero comic, with our hero holding back. But in issue 11, everything changed. Invincible's dad, Omni-Man or Nolan, starts wiping out Earth's superheroes. Invincible has to step up to stop him. Nolan drops a bombshell. He's an alien sent to conquer Earth. This sparks a brutal showdown between father and son. Omni-Man unleashes a relentless assault on Invincible, pounding him for hours before abruptly retreating, opting not to finish him off. It's a massive twist, especially since most heroes don't have supervillain parents. Watching loved ones duke it out is never easy, especially when it's a parent and child facing off. This moment between father and son is gut-wrenching in Invincible. Mark couldn't stand by and let his father destroy Earth, despite his lingering love for him. But Nolan wasn't just his dad anymore, he was a soldier with a mission. The world watched in stunned silence as these iconic heroes clashed, particularly those aware of their true relationship. Nolan couldn't bring himself to deliver the fatal blow to his son and departed Earth, tears streaming down his face. There you have it, the 10 most epic and insane moments in Invincible. Did we include your favorite moment from the comics? Drop a comment below and tell us which scene you think deserves the top spot, and it might just inspire our next video. And if you've enjoyed this video, give this channel some support by clicking on the subscribe button. Stay updated on our upcoming content by hitting the notification bell so you'll always get notified on our next one. Thank you for watching, and until next time.